Hello, I want to talk about a couple of ways that you can improve your soil over the autumn and winter months so that in the spring of the year the soil is good to go. You've managed your soil, you've maintained your soil, it will be good to go when you want to plant something in it. It's usually spring that we do the planting here in the UK, but around the world it could be any time of year because people have much hotter or colder climates at different times of the year. But generally spring is planting time in the UK, but hey, wherever you garden, could be any time of year. But prepare this well in advance and you'll have some great soil to go with. Okay, right, what are the two things we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about improving your soil using nature. We're going to use worms to improve the soil, and we're also going to use free coffee grounds. Let's talk about the worms first. Commonly known as vermiculture, there is absolutely no need to buy a worm bin. My converted 10-inch cut flower water buckets make excellent free range worm bins. Why do I call them free range? Well, because they've no lid on. Any worms in there is free to come and go. Yeah, they can just crawl out and not come back, or crawl out and crawl back in, or stay where they are. They're free to do whatever they want. That's got to be free range, is it not? No need for a lid and filled with soil I have used to grow vegetables in. The soil has native worms in it that will stay, live and breed in it, provided there is a supply of food available. And that's where this stuff comes in. Okay, so earlier in the year we'd grown something in this soil, in these buckets, and that could have been carrots, potatoes, onions, leeks, celery, beetroot, it could have been anything. We emptied the soil out, we took the vegetables, we put the soil back in, and at the time of doing that we noticed that the soil had worms in it. So we know there are native worms in this soil, in these buckets. Now what we want to make sure of is that there is a good living environment in there and those worms stay in there and do what worms do. And that's eat rotting vegetation, dead vegetation, pass it through their system and leave what comes out the back end in the soil. So there's no need to even handle it. It's already in the soil. So this seaweed and leaves, this chop, should do the trick, and the soil will just get better and better until I use it again to grow vegetables in next year. Okay, so we've got worms in there, we've got soil in there. Let me take this capping off, let you see. There's the soil. So we've got worms in there, in that soil. We've put some food on top, and we're going to let this sit now for about 4 or 5 months. And the wind and the rain, the frost and the snow will help to decompose this, push it down into that, and the worms will take it in and eat it. Okay, so that's the free range vermiculture. And you don't need to spend a penny. You've probably got everything you need to do this. Right, let's talk about coffee grounds. Now you probably know that coffee grounds are good for your garden. You can use them as a fertiliser. I think it's pH neutral, and just scatter it on your borders, on your soil, anywhere. Put it in your potting mix, do what you like. But did you know that worms like coffee grounds, that worms will eat coffee grounds? I didn't know that. I've watched a few YouTube videos and it would appear that some of the people have proper vermiculture setups put coffee grounds in there. The worms seem to like it. So we could put coffee grounds in this mix if we had it. That would help the worms. It would also help the soil. And did you know that coffee shops pay to send tons of the stuff to landfill sites every year? Shops like Costa's, Starbucks and Morrison's. If they give it to you, they save money and you get something for nothing. That's got to be a win-win. use it as a soil improver, and that's a win. Feed it to the worms, and that's a win. Healthy, well-fed worms in any soil is usually a sign of healthy soil. The worms will pass it through their digestive system, and what comes out is another soil improver. That's another win. Crikey, I make that a win-win, win-win-win. Ha ha, a win-win, win-win-win. How about you? It's wins all round, isn't it? Right, let me show you this. These are some coffee grounds I got from my local coffee shop. I'm not too sure how well this'll come out, whether you'll be able to see these in this bag, but I've actually taken some out and put them in this container. Okay, that's the coffee grounds, right? Now I'm going to cut you to a few stills that I've taken from the internet and from my channel. Just have a look at those. You might want to freeze those. Have a look at those, then come back to me. So that's all the people, and there are a lot more giving this stuff away. So if you don't drink it, you can still get it for nothing. Just pop in there, have a cup of tea and a sandwich, anything. Just go to the counter and ask. Ask for free coffee grounds for gardeners. They'll be glad to give you it. And this is how I apply it. Simply drizzle some on and put the topping back. How good is that? Now then, if I don't want to do that, if that's too much work, I can simply drizzle it on the topping, because in the next 4 or 5 months the rain will take that down through the topping onto the soil, and the worms will access it. It's so easy, and you can do the same with your raised beds or your borders. And let me show you this. Imagine this is your potting mix. Okay, you're going to plant stuff up. How easy is this? How easy is that to incorporate those coffee grounds? Job's done. job's done. Okay. So yeah, what I'd like you to do, what would be good, if you decide to give this a crack, if you decide to go to your local coffee shop and ask for Coffee Grounds for gardeners, come back to us, let us know how you get on, let us know what the response is, and yeah, that's how to apply it. It's so simple, so simple. Okay, so this is Homegrown Veg, signing out.